Okay, good day everyone. So this will be the second time that I will having these pre-recorded video lectures, no? And this pre-recorded video lecture talks about the gross margin and markup topic that we have discussed a week ago, and we have also answered this one. But however, I just wanted to clarify some things with regards to the solution. Okay, let's start, no? So letter A, it you have been asked, no, to determine the selling price if the product is marked up by 60% in the purchase price here was 120. So that means that if the cost is 120 pesos and it will be marked up by 60%, then determine the selling price. So it's just very easy. All you need to do is just to do the, what we call that, to do the formula, then you will just substitute the amount. So for number one, you have here selling price now is equal to cost multiply by 1 plus your markup rate. So this formula, this is a shortcut formula. I'll be using shortcut formula because I really know that you already know the long ones. Now, if the cost is 120, so it is stated here, multiply by 1 plus the markup rate of 60%, so that is 1.60. So now, if we will going to multiply 120 times 1.60, then that will give you 192 pesos. So the selling price is 192 pesos. Now for letter B, what will be the selling price if a product is bought for 150 and the margin is 40%? Now, this one, since we are given here the margin, so we will really do, no? We will do the income statement approach. Now, wherein selling price less cost of goods sold, then the residual will pertain to the margin. Okay, this means that the selling price is 100%, the cost is 60%, and the margin is 40%. Sinabi niya kasi that if the margin is 40%, so that means the 150 pesos stands for the 60%. Now, to get it, the selling price, since the margin is 40%, like what I have said earlier, in 150 automatically stands for the 60%. And in order to get the 100%, which also pertains to the selling price, so we will going to divide 150 divided by 0.60. So that will gives us the selling price of 250 pesos. So this one, I really believe that I've made it as a bonus, but this is the exact solution for that one. No, 250 yung answer. Letter C naman, if the selling price is 250 and the purchase price is 125, then what will be the markup rate? Now we are asked for the markup rate. So this one, I'll be using the formula, no, the long one, which I have given you for the last weeks. We have here markup is equal to markup rate multiplied by the cost, and we are asked for the markup rate. So the markup, so first we will going to substitute the numbers. So 250 minus 125, then this will be our markup is equal to MUR here, or the markup rate is X because we will going to find that X multiplied by the cost of 125. Now 250 deducted by 125, that will give you 125. And then on the other part naman, 125 multiplied by X, and that is 125X. Now in order to eliminate, no, in order to eliminate so that X na lang yung mabilin, so all we need to do is that to cancel. So we will going to divide that 125. Both sides we will going to divide by 125 so that the X will equal to 1. So 125 divided 125 is equal to 1. Diba? Then cancel yung 125 that regards to the ano, yung kapartner ng X. So X here is 1 or 100%. If we will going to convert 1 into percentage, that is 100%. Now for letter D, if the company sales are 160,000 and the gross margin is 30%, what is the value of the cost of goods sold? Now we are given by the sales and the gross margin in here. So with regards to this one, say for example, we are given sales and we are also given by gross margin, not markup. We're going to really use the cost of goods, the income statement approach, no, so that we can really know how much percentage is the gross margin, the cost. Okay, let's solve it. So, like what I have said, we will going to use the income statement approach. The selling price is 100% here, the cost is 70%, and the margin is 30%. Now, since the company sales is 160, so therefore the selling price is 160,000. And the gross margin is 30%. So therefore, your cost of goods sold is how much? 70%. So 160,000 multiplied by 70%. So that will give you a cost of goods sold of 112,000. And for letter E, so you are asked here of the value of the sale, or just say selling price. So here we are given with the cost of goods sold of 95,000 and the gross markup of 50%. Now this one, okay, for this one, we are asked for the selling price, right? Okay, selling price. So therefore, selling price is equal to cost plus cost multiplied by the markup rate. If we have a cost of 95,000 and we have the gross markup of 50% of the value of the cost, so therefore 95%, 95,000, sorry, multiplied by 50%, that is 47,500. This will be added to your cost, no, so that you will arrive to your selling price. So 95,000 plus 47,500, the selling price is 142,500. Now for the last item, okay, for the last item, letter F, if the company sales are 320,000 and the gross markup is 25%, what is the value of the cost of goods sold? Okay, okay, here we are asked for the cost of goods sold and the sale and the gross markup is given. Now, so this will also, what they call that? This will pertains to um the formula that I have given you earlier, or sorry, for the earlier weeks, right? Okay. In order to get the cost of goods sold is equal to sale divided by 1 plus the markup rate. Okay? Sige. Cost of goods sold is equal to 320,000 divided by 1 plus 0.25, which is yung markup rate natin. Then 320 divided by 1.25, then that will give us how much? 256,000. So that is your cost of goods sold. Because if 320,000, it only signifies that it is 1.25, no, 1.25% or 125%. So therefore here the cost of goods sold is 100%. Now because yung 320,000 kasi daw, it is composed already of the gross markup. So that means yung markup is 25% na. So included sa 320 is yung 25% na markup. So therefore, let's assume na yung 320, 100%, which is comprising the cost, no? Comprising the cost as well as yung markup. So therefore, in order to get the 100%, we will going to divide 320,000 by 1 plus the markup rate of 25%. So therefore, 320,000 divided 1.25, that will give you 256,000. And yes, no? That ends our discussion and clarification for the activity that I have given to you last week. And I have already uploaded also an activity for the petty cash assistant. So it's just only a short activity. You can finish it from, I think, 5 minutes to 10 minutes. So I hope that you will really cherish this um, activities that I have given to you because we're running out of time. No, it's just only, I think, 3 exams left before you will go outside of this institution. So I really hope the best to all of you, and good luck in your next journey in advance. So that ends. Bye bye, guys.